Welcome back to America Trends. Our next guest, I think, can do it all, Chris Casamassa. I've always said you should be yourself, but if you could be Batman, be Batman. And he was Batman along with Scorpion. You may remember seeing him as Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat movie. So I feel like he's done it all. He's an actor, he's a speaker, and now he's an advocate for children. Welcome, Chris Casamassa. Is there anything you can't do?
Well, I don't know. Maybe there might be a few things you can't, but thank you for that great intro. That was awesome.
So there, no Batman. I was expecting Batman. I'm sorry. I didn't know there was a real man sitting there. So you've had a couple of impressive roles in movies. How do you go from being an actor and working on sets? And I heard you were a double for George Clooney. So how do you go from that to the role you're playing now as an advocate for kids?
Oh, that's a great question. So basically, I've always been an advocate for kids. I'm a lifelong martial artist. I've been doing it since I was 4 years old. So that means now I've been going for 122 years, give or take a year or so. But we've got a chain of martial arts schools in Southern California that my father started, where we teach, train, and help kids become confident and fit. So it's something I've literally done my entire life. The acting and the movie stuff has been great. It was a goal of mine, something I always wanted to do, and I transitioned into that after competing on the pro tour for a number of years. And now I'm back to where my original roots are, and that's helping kids become confident and fit.
Yeah, so I love this clip here. Is this in your studio?
Yes, ma'am, that is. That was when we were filming the streaming version for Kick and Fit Kids, right, which is our 6-week program for kids to help get them in shape and strong and fit.
Yeah, tell me about Kick and Fit Kids. I'm looking at the background and I'm seeing the ribbons and ties, and it looks like things that kids created. Tell me a little bit about the wall behind you.
The wall behind me. So it's a Breast Cancer Awareness Month for the studio, and every year we do a fundraiser for the American Cancer Society. You can't see all of it. I got it a little bit blocked with the background, but basically what happens is we create a special shirt with a pink ribbon on it. We take 100% of the proceeds from that shirt and we donate it to the American Cancer Society. The kids can wear the t-shirt in class or out in the community wherever they go to show their support to help us do what we can to stamp out that disease, which affects millions of women across the world.
Yeah. So helping women, helping children. You wrote a book as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have it where we could see it right there?
Ma'am.
Do we have it? Can we pull up his book? There it is, Bullyproof Fitness by Chris Casamassa, by Batman. What was it like playing Batman?
You know, people ask me that question all the time. It was really an amazing experience. First of all, to be on a film of that magnitude, it was I think it was $100 million budget when we worked on that film.
Nice.
And, it was just spectacular. It was first class all the way. The cast, the crew, everybody was great. But of course, everyone wants to know what's it like to be in that bat suit. And I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty awesome. And put that thing on, and you don't realize how big and how heavy it is. The suit I had that we actually were doing the rehearsals in was the one that Val Kilmer had used in the movie previously. So we got to do all the fighting and stunt rehearsal in that suit. It's 25 pounds of skin-tight leather and rubber, and the cape itself is leather, and it's about 8 feet long. It's huge. So literally, it's if you imagine wearing a 35-pound backpack and trying to do martial arts moves, it's pretty difficult and pretty challenging, which is why they want us to rehearse in the suit to get used to it. But when you get the suit on, the first thing that you do is you find a mirror and you stand and put your hands on your hips and you say, "I'm Batman."
I love that. Do you ever use these analogies with kids?
I do.
Kick and Fit?
I do, actually, and I talk about goal setting and having a plan and a purpose in your life, not just to kind of be aimless about what you're going to do, right? I was saying earlier, you know, I started in the martial arts and my first goal was to get the black belt. I learned how to work hard and commit myself and be dedicated and focused to get to that level. Then I decided, well, I'm a black belt. Let's see if I can compete against other black belts. So that was the goal I had, which went on the pro tour. And always, like when I was growing up, my hero was Bruce Lee, right? And besides, my dad was also my hero, but Bruce Lee was the icon of martial arts at that time. I'm like, I want to be able to do that on TV. And so that was my goal as well. So you just keep setting those goals and you keep working hard to get them and you don't give up on them. So I use those analogies for the kids. You know, I didn't start off as who I am today. I worked hard to become who and what I am. And what I'm trying to create that vision for the kids is, listen, hard work pays off. And you're going to face obstacles in your life. There's going to be challenges that you come across. don't let them stop you. That's just opportunity in disguise, right? You work hard, you get past those obstacles, you get past those roadblocks, and you will be successful.
That's such a powerful message. And what I'd like to know is, what kind of advice would you give to the parents if they ever suspect that their kid is being bullied?
So a couple things. One, they have to have clear communication with the kids. A lot of parents, what I found basically after talking to literally thousands of parents, is they tend to blame themselves. And it's not their fault. It happens. Listen, I was a kid and we were all kids at one point, and sometimes kids are just evil. Sometimes they're mean little bastards. And a kid's getting picked on and bullied, and the parents have to be able to communicate with their kid, not feel that it's the kid's fault or their fault, but just open those lines of communication to find out what's happening. The second step, they have to notify the teachers and the administration at the school. So many schools now have policies in place to deal with these things. And then finally, if it doesn't stop, then I always suggest, get them into a martial arts school. And here's the thing about martial arts. It's not for them to learn how to fight.
Right.
It's for them to know how to fight so that they don't have to use it, right? I've been, like I said, in the martial arts my entire life. I've literally been in 4 real fights in my entire life. Now, I fought in the ring, I fought in tournaments, and I fight on screen. I love fighting, but not for real, right? There's so much damage and bad things that can happen. But the ability that I have allows me to walk with confidence into any situation and not be afraid. And sometimes that's what predators look for. They fear, they look for the weakness. I mean, if you think about it, the lion doesn't attack the strongest gazelle in the herd. And it doesn't attack the fastest one. It attacks the weakness and the weak points. And that's what bullies will look for so many times.
Right.
So learning martial arts, it empowers the kids to believe in themselves and to become more confident. And that helps to end the cycle of bullying.
Right. So in the book, Bullyproof Fitness, do you talk about these types of confidence building? What are some good tips to share from your book? And then every parent should go get this book. Well,
thank you for that. And I believe that too. But the tips that we share in the book, that's just one of them that I said there. In the book, we also have a 5-minute, 5-day fitness plan where the kids can do this at home. They can follow along. And we also have an app, which is really cool because it's a free app. It's available in iTunes or on Google Play. It's called Bullyproof Fitness. And if they download it, we'll give the parents free resources on things they can help their kids with. And also, there's a great workout plan that they can do. They don't have to come into a martial arts studio. They could do it at home to start building a little confidence there before they find a place that's near them.
Oh, that's excellent. So download the app, Bullyproof Fitness. I'm going to download that right after we are finished here. But I do have a question for you as far as the book you're reading. Are there books that you're reading right now that you'd recommend?
Let's see. Well, no, the books I'm reading they're more business-based books that I'm reading. I'm reading a great book right now called Jab, 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 Right Cross by Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah, Gary V. Yeah.
Yeah, and another great one I'm reading right now is called The Ice Cream Maker. And I cannot pronounce the author's name, but it's really
Ice Cream Maker. We'll remember that name. And then final question before we go to break is, I feel like I'm talking to Robert Downey Jr. Have you ever played any roles in Iron Man?
I hear that so much, and it's an awesome compliment, so thank you. And listen, if Robert Downey Jr. or his people are watching, I'm available. And I will make Iron Man into a super duper, can I say badass?
But you might. You just did, so yeah.
But yeah, I hear that all the time, and sometimes when I'm speaking, because people are thinking, "Hi, he looks like Robert Downey Jr." So I'll look up, and I go, "Hi, I'm Tony Stark from Stark Enterprise."
I love it. I love it.
Ice in the crowd there, but yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us, Chris. Up next, we've got our lightning round talking about the trends of the day with author Brian Trasher. More America Trends coming up.